All right, what's popping? Welcome to Transmutation Stations episode. Who fucking knows? But we here and we here, bit. So Marcy, what's popping? How you doing, love?
I'm hanging in there, man. I think resetting, doing a lot of resetting, reevaluating, and reflecting, and picking up the next pieces for the next ventures in our lives. And I almost feel like everybody, I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but I just had like this thought before we came on. It was just kind of popped in my head. I feel like we're all like in uncharted territory, like
Yeah,
unnavigated waters, because it's like it doesn't feel bad, or you know what I mean, but it just kind of feels like, um honestly, like, I don't know, and we don't always have to know, right? But that's kind of what it feels like, that we're just all like in new spaces, and new places, new spaces, where we're just all kind of navigating, and it's a new place for us all, if that makes sense.
I saw a meme the other day that said, we're in the new, but the old is not dying off without a fight. So we are like,
That is the fucking truth.
so we are definitely in uncharted territory. So with that comes the fear of the unknown, or the want, the natural want to control the outcome, which in part makes us, we really just kind of fuck it up, because if we just go with the flow, you know, it, things will work out. So that goes to today's title of recalibration. So you just came out of a, like, I don't know if you know what it means to recalibrate or calibrate, or so to calibrate or to recalibrate is to make something, bring something back into alignment, or to bring something back into balance after a lot of wear and tear.
Yep, to reset and readjust.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep,
So
yeah. And that's what it feels like, love. Lately, like, the energy feels like, even today, it feels kind of like flatlined, and like a little melatonin.
mm,
And if that's the right word. And and honestly, I was just kind of, or even lately, been in like a lot of reflection, and just kind of like in hermit mode, and hovering down and adulting at the same time, right? But hovering down, and not just, just kind of giving yourself that time to subside and reflect, and cultivate what life looks like next, or what the next steps or the next moves are, and also too, like you are, and go with the flow.
yeah.
um I think that's the main thing. And I know we spoke on that before, but it's definitely is a go with the flow, because, like I said, I feel like we're all in sort of uncharted territory, and the energy is kind of, I don't yeah, like I said, I don't, it doesn't feel bad, but it kind of just feels like it's
And
leveling
look,
out.
I say enjoy this. So with the, like, with recalibration comes is naturally a hermit mode. I was thinking of that today. I think I need some time to myself, because it's reflection. And when we recalibrate, we have to make our list and check it twice to make sure
Yeah,
that all T's are crossed and all I's are dotted. And so sometimes we miss the T, or we missed an I, and we have to recalibrate. But the only way, you have to really take your time and comb through the fine details. And I think that's what hermit mode is. Hermit mode is that time with yourself to say, okay, what do I like? What don't I like? What can I have? What can I have? What's my boundaries? What's not my boundaries? Like, you know what I'm saying? And also, and I say in all of those things, and also assessing the consequence that comes with that boundary. So if you have this boundary that you don't talk to people that's under 6 feet, then you miss a whole bunch of people. The
right,
consequence, you may miss out on somebody, but that's your life. That's what you choose. You know what I'm saying? So what's
right.
recalibration? Recalibration is, and I say especially in this time is okay. So over this last period, over this last term of life, this last cycle, What did you learn? What did you like and what didn't you like? And it always, I always go back to this. What did you like and what didn't you like? What, what made you, what did you experience, or what parts of you did you go through and you say, oh, I like to see this person shine, or I didn't like that part of me so much. So recalibrating and say, okay, I didn't like that part of me so much, so I'm now going to remove that. Listen, it takes 21 days. I think it take well, I think 21 days to start a habit, to make a habit, and you got to go to rehab to fucking quit a habit. For real, for real. People can't quit shit cold. It's just the reality. It's a hard thing. So like, so if and I think about people who are hard, who are deprogramming 32, 33, 56, 80 years of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit not
Yeah.
happen overnight. So the recalibration is the assessment in how are you doing in your change? How are you doing in your growth? Are you making progress, or are you falling behind?
Yeah, no, that honestly is the truth because I also it also is like the shedding of the old skin too, and the not identifying with your traumas, not identifying with the hurt, the pain, all of the things that, you know what I mean, and realizing that you're not associate or disassociating, or reflecting when you're in your reflection period and disassociating with like those like when you said before, projected titles of the stuff that was projected on you or the trials and triumphs that we've dealt with in the past. Like that doesn't make you who you are. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of us walked around, myself included, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like and you're getting raw and honest with yourself. It's like, you're not who people projected you to be, or you're not your traumas, you know what I mean? It's like and it's actually identifying with the true essence of your higher self and your soul. And I feel like that with connecting with that sovereignty is really where it's at in retrospect, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to self, and I think that in in that being said, kind of is where maybe we can associate the whole letting go thing with that, because there's multiple meanings to everything. So if you let go of all of and it's not easy to do, but like when things start reflecting and pulling up, like I know I've said before, like I'll wake up with I woke up with like things on my mind or just randomly through the day, and some of those traumas will hit back. But I believe in my heart of hearts, I believe that that's divine washing them away. You know what I mean? Because that's when you let go, you let God. And when it comes to the surface, or you wake up with it on your mind, or I've woken up even emotional with a certain memory or something that I didn't even realize that I held on into my energy field. But I also come to realize, or what I can understand to this point, is that's the divine washing it away. So it's kind of like it's there, but then you let it go.
Life said crying is like taking your soul for a wash. Like the other night, I woke up hysterical, just sobbing hysterically. Like you gotta let that shit go. People don't understand like what release is. Like people, like I need somebody who could cry. Like I need you to be able to fucking get this.
Right,
Yeah, like
right.
get it out because
To
you know.
be a man when it's time to be a man, and to be strong when it's time to be strong. Yeah, that's the true vulnerability and the strength, because I think I don't really get into the whole, I mean, twin flame whatever, or all that. I don't, but the divine counterparts, that's kind of what I kind of think that means. It's like when one can carry the other. You can be strong when it's time to be strong, and be vulnerable when it's time to be vulnerable. And I mean, not that my opinion's valid or anything, but I think that's to me that's a man. You know what I mean?
And
Like
so random. Let's take a sidebar. Like I don't know, as I grow up and I experience love and relationships and all of those things. I don't know that one should have to carry the other. I think that two individuals should be able to carry themselves. Like they should be able
right,
to like they should be able to say they should be able to say, look, I I'm not having a good day today. So emotionally
Right.
available. You don't have to carry my emotions for me, but just know I can't do. I today I can't. I'm not. I'm. You know what I'm saying? Like I want. Like I think, and that's the problem. I think with people, we look for somebody. Everybody look for somebody to complete them. I don't want nobody that got to complete because if because
Right.
because if I leave, then something is missing. I need you to be whole, and I'm gonna be whole, and we're gonna be two whole motherfuckers experiencing life together.
Yeah, that's true. But what, yeah, I agree. But when, like, but the other part was kind of like, okay, like when, like if you're having, like you said, if you're having a down day, it's like when one's strong, the other not so much
Yeah,
carry, but the other one can, you balance
yeah.
that energy out in a
I'll,
way. But
I'll,
you're right. But I agree 100%. Two whole people, two whole divine counterparts are will wreck this fucking world, but in a good way. You know what I mean? And that's I think that that's where a lot of the the counterattacks and things come in as well, with the mental warfare.
yeah.
So it's hard to just discern and decipher all of that as well, because it's kind of, you're in a mental war zone,
And
or
so to go back to the thing you said about sovereignty and knowing oneself, like it's important to know yourself in the idea of like you talked about projections. Like if this is a mental war, if this is a spiritual battle, the one thing, the most important, the biggest armor you can have is knowledge of oneself, knowledge of who you are and how you work. Because if you have knowledge of that, you can tell what's yours and what's not. And I try to tell it to people so much, and I don't think they get it. But like, I know me, I know who I am, I know my deepest, darkest secrets. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am, and I don't. And see, again, that goes with people knowing their shadow, because some people lie to themselves and they be like, "Well, that's not who I am." So then they can't, they can never grow past that because they just lying to themselves. Nah, this is who I am. So because I know who I am, I know who I'm not. And so when people try to come and tell me who I am, when spiritual attacks are placed upon me mentally, I have to stop and be like, "Hold up, bitch, you tripping? This ain't you. You know better than that." You
Oh
know
yeah, yeah, definitely. That's when my defensiveness kind of comes out, with that too, because it's like I know who I am too, up until the point that I've been able to learn up until this point. But I was reflecting on that the other day, and it was kind of, I realized that that was part of even my life battle in a sense, is because I think, and we always learn ourselves more and more, but I think ever since I was little, I knew who I was and what I wanted, unbeknownst to me. And I that kind of hit me the other day. I was like, dang man, it's like I was always combating those energies.
I was born.
And and it was kind of crazy, because it's like I wasn't, I never was necessarily bossy, but it's kind of like I was like, I know now what I want and why I want it. You know what I mean? And what I bring to the table. And it's kind of like, it's just gathering the right people that are supposed to be in that culmination with you, your soul family and things like that. You know what I mean? The people you're meant to be amongst and work with, and having the strength to walk away from the not that we're better, but having the strength to actually accept that and walk away from things and situations that don't serve us, that are pulling us down rather than pushing, you forward. Because any relationship, whether it be romantic, family, work relationship, whatever it is, it should be pushing you and, equally wanting good for you, instead of like one walking behind the other, or backhanded compliment type shit and things like that. It should not be that. You know what I mean? So, and I always kind of, I think that I think you posted something or not long ago, that where you said you were done wasting or giving all your love to people that didn't deserve your love. I was like, yeah, fucking A, 100%. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't regret, and that's the crazy thing too. It's like I'll never regret. I've reflected on this too. I don't regret doing or helping or feeling or loving the way that I am, because that's just who I am. It's just
Right.
they're hard lessons,
Mhm.
because that's the expectation part sometimes, I guess, when you're don't realize that too. It's like it's really a mind blow when you realize that not that people owe you anything, but it's devastating emotionally when the people that are supposed to be protective or supposed to care or something like that, you know what I mean, that and it is very that was some of the hardest things I've had to deal with in my life, is letting that go and actually coming to terms with a lot of those things. And it's not that I don't hate those people. It's just it was very emotionally just disheartening to me, as much as I feel like it probably was for you too, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so I think more or less one of the things that I'm learning as I grow up is like one that we lose ourselves and we come back to ourselves 12,000 times. But I constantly like, so you said you know what you bring to the table. Like that's something that like I don't get sometimes. Like I think I'll get it, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? And the moment I realize it, like you said, it does become disheartening because maybe somebody around me realized it, and because they realized it, and they realized that if I realized that I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be able to be manipulated, or XYZ like that. That is, I think I was saying that today. It's very disheartening. I think I said, how do you cope with the fact that somebody that you love and respect doesn't give you the respect that's due? How do you deal with that? And I don't know that that's more of a rhetorical question or not, but it's just a thought or an idea. But like, as I the way I try to use, so since this is transmutation station, the way I try to use stuff like that when I do become disheartened, and like you said, you are like when people fuck over you, you don't regret loving them. I'm like that. I'm like that too. But I tell people all the time, like I'm love personified. Like I don't like I am, I am who I am. Like I don't, that person was meant to have me in their life for that minute, and so that's whatever. But the way I transmute crummy people is, I like the harder, the more you hurt me, the more I love people, because like
Yeah.
I see it like this. I see it like, damn, you're it's something in life or someone in life hurt you or put you, or maybe you were just born this way to never have seen a true good person in your life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be that true good person, and your lesson is you lost me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and time tells all, and I know I'm solid. I know I'm a solid person, so I already know what the outcome gonna be. You can bet on it every time because I know who I am. I'm always gonna bet on myself, and so that's kind of how I teach people those lessons. But I love more. It's just like, damn. So I need to be a little bit kinder and a little bit, a little bit more jovial, because it's some fucked up people who ain't never met a good person in their life, and so with that comes a lot of a lot of negative too, because then people see me, one, either as naive and then try to take advantage of me, because they're like, oh, this girl is just being nice to people that hurt her, so let's take advantage of her, and they learn the hard way. Or people just think less of me, and they think I'm stupid or silly because I'm still kind even after I've been hurt. But like I tell people, I know because if we're going back to this, sovereign recalibration, I know my purpose in this life. A lot of people aren't fortunate enough to know this, but I know my purpose, and I said this in our show a while ago. It's not for anybody else to understand but me and God. So,
Right.
so that's how I transmute that pain. That's how I transmute. I just be kinder. I take what it hurt for a minute. It fucked me up for a minute, but one, it shows me, it teaches me, okay, there's this type of people in the world. So when you see this, when you see these signs, this is a sign of this, and this. Okay, bet now that's in your mind. I know they exist, but and when you meet people like that, give them a little extra love because they need it. And
Yeah.
I'll say it, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? But that all comes from knowing me. That all comes from really being solid in myself, because if I wasn't solid in myself, I wouldn't be able to love the way I would love. I wouldn't be able to give the way I give. I wouldn't be able to just be as kind as I am, because all of the projections that are placed upon me as stupid or silly or naive, the list goes on, because of how I am. It would affect me, and it would cause me to kind of slack up. But that's just me and how I handle. But those are ways to transmute and recalibrate yourself. And sometimes, and we're talking recalibration, sometimes those thoughts do get to me. Sometimes they do make me, they sometimes somebody will say something so much it'll stun me, and it'll get me in the moment of, okay, I need to stay still, because what they said, it has knocked me so far off calibration. I don't know if I'm if they're telling the truth, or if I should trust myself. So then I need to go into, that hermit mode and check my fucking self before I wreck myself. You gotta
That's
be,
what
you gotta be accountable for shit like that.
Yeah, but you know what? In all honesty, too, it takes a lot of wisdom and a lot of strength, Leanne, to be the bigger person
Mm.
and things like that too. Because even I'm on the I've been in the same boat multiple times to where it's like you do know what's going on. It's just it is an emotional sideline, especially when you can feel so much and you're not that way. Once again, not that we're better, but it takes a very emotionally strong person to be able to come out of that, and actually also to be able to reflect, and also to have that beautiful heart and come back even hitting 10 times, 100 times stronger, and still have that compassion in your soul that you do, and that is reflective of a life purpose, a life path. Because not a lot of people, there's people that just sometimes just want to be miserable, or they just want something to hate, or they want something to be pissed off about. But if we could be fucked over, is not that I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but to still come out with still loving and seeing things from different perspectives and transmuting that energy. Once you go into that reflective period, that honestly within itself is a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful gift unto itself. And as simplistic as it may seem, or even to be able to reflect on that, because it's, it does seem simplistic, but there's a lot to be said for that. You know what I mean? And I don't even think that, I guess even there's been even times within myself that I don't realize that. But lately with the whole recalibration and things like that, I've been seeing a lot of stuff like that as well. So I kind of was enjoying my little hermit mode and kind of reflecting and rebalancing and things like that, and the energy's been kind of, it's been a little wild lately. I know there was like 3 nights. I think I texted you. There was like 3 nights, dude. I could not sleep at all. Like I was like up in my body. I was so tired, and then I don't ever really have problems sleeping. But it's like they're just like just going. But also too, I feel like energetically, our our higher selves, our soul energy, your etherical body is also being recalibrated.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of downloads and things like that, and everything's kind of like the divine's like sinking everything in. And that's where, when you need to, if you're feeling, and I know that all of a sudden I would have like a big spurt of energy, and then I would be like really like flatline tired. And I'm usually, even when I'm tired, I'm usually kind of pretty spunky, so it's like, and I was just kind of like, going with the flow. I was like, okay, let's just let it. But that's what I felt like. I felt like it was a total recalibration. And I think a lot of times we're moving so fast, or just trying to just get everyday things done, that it's kind of like practice what you preach in a way. Like I always will tell people, like a lot of times when you're going through things or whatever, it's like you're being cocooned, you're in spiritual fight or flight. And then you realize, okay, well, I think that cocooning in that shift is over, even, for ourselves at times too. And then you can feel that energetic shift in that equally. So it's kind of like when those little light bulbs go off. It's like, whoa, wait, dang, I know, that's what I tell other people. And then you kind of pull yourself back, and you're like, okay, this is what's going on.
So
So
I'm definitely. It's so interesting that you said that. I definitely. We are definitely going through a spiritual upgrade, and I I cringed to myself saying that, because I was just like, I remember watching people say that. I'm like, this shit sound wacky as fuck, but
I know. No, I actually, yeah, because it's like I said, I could talk to people all day long, then all of a sudden I'll get like the little crash bumps, right? And I'll be like, wait, you know what the F this is? And it comes to me. And then I was like, yeah, we're definitely going through a major recalibration, a reset. And I
Those physical bodies. Like I've been sleeping a lot. And that's just a part of like just upgrading your body, like is saying, hey, I need you to rest so that I can get this information to you. I can your so that your because your cells they when you're resting, that's when they do their magic or whatever. So like
mhm.
it's a lot going on right now, and so it's interesting. It's just interesting to watch the upgrade and to kind of go through it as well. So I'm like, but I'm excited about it. Like I feel like it's only good things. Like if
Yeah,
you know, if you know, you know what I'm saying. If it's good things, it's good things. One of the things I want to go back to what you said, because like not to be daunting, um, because I'm just going back to a reading that I don't know if it was this testimony Tuesday, a lot of or the testimony Tuesday, um, before, but one like people don't ever get caught up in the hype of what people like for me to be this emotionally intelligent, because I'm gonna just call it what that is. Like I ain't get here overnight. I didn't get here overnight. I didn't get here over a year. I didn't get here over 2 years. I didn't get here over 5 years. You know what I'm saying? It was like we talk about the traumas and things like that. And so you also said, your traumas don't make you who you are, but they do. It's just how you allow them to mold you. They
right.
make they make you who you are. And so my traumas, I allow my traumas to make me a lot stronger. So um damn, I lost my train of
I
thought.
use them. Well, I use them to motivate me, but I think it's kind of like the maybe the basically that you're not holding that name tag, like
Mhm.
like I'm not Marcy whose mom died, that you're actually collected, you're realizing that you don't have to carry, yes, though those things happened, but you're not like the label of it. You're actually stepping into your soul self, because a lot of people too, i realize um I realize that a lot of people, and it sucks like when you can see it on the outside, but you can't, you know what I mean? You only can do so much. And I'm just talking generally, but like a lot of people associate or live their lives, like totally stop their lives because they associate, and they carry that energetic weight or that burden, and they live their life like that in sorrow and things like that. And that's so disheartening to see, kind of, like a, and I'm, like I said, I'm speaking generally. I've seen it lots of times, and I don't know why, but I mean, I'm not better than nobody, but I honestly never have. I mean, that's, but it's kind of, it's hard to see that. I don't know. Some people let things just deplete their total life. You know what I mean? And you
And
only can be there for people, but there's kind of, that's just like if you're I don't know, if your dad was abusive or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like, well, you know what I mean? They're associated, well, I'm abusive because my dad was abusive. Well, you know what I mean? That's what I mean when I'm saying that. It's like they click onto those taglines, and that's not, that's where you have the opportunity to transition that whole thing, and that's part of a lot of times when we're supposed to break like these cycles or these chains, but some people just don't know how, and then they use that like as an energetic excuse or an excuse. And I'm not being not compassionate toward that, but it's sad to watch from the sidelines, because it's like, life is so beautiful and expansive, and we have a choice every day to, transition that energy and not, accept that title. You know what I mean?
Marcy, so let me tell you, I get like, so I agree. So I absolutely agree with you. It is sad to watch. And you know what I learned how to do? Not watch. I'd be
I
like,
know. Right.
it be people I love too. And I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no, I can't watch this train wreck, and so I don't,
Yes.
because I can't save people. Drake said I used to save hoes with a mask and a cape. Now I'm like a good love. Now go away. Like I put my cape up. Okay. So in recalibration, like this sounds crazy as shit, and I mean this. Like I am a recovering help addict. People have different addictions. So don't judge me for mine. One of mine is I'm a recovering help addict. I feel like I gotta help and save every motherfucking body. But fuck it, I'm done. The cat, I can't save you. Fuck you. I can't. I don't want to. And if you gotta be saved, I don't want to be around you, because if you gotta be saved, I'm gonna feel like I gotta save you. So I'm gonna just be by myself right now, because I ain't got time to save nobody but myself. So I get you. It is disheartening, and I hate watching people fuck their life up. If I go back to in recalibration, some of the things I do is I go back and read some of my old blogs, and so I name my years, or I have quotes for my years. And one of my years was, I'm not gonna like. I told people that whole year, I'm not gonna stop you from fucking your life up. I'm not. When niggas used to do fucked up shit to me, I used to look. I'm looking you in your face. I know you about to go cheat on me. Look, I'm not about to stop you from going fuck your life up. Go ahead. Look, job, you want to fire me? Go ahead. I'm not about to stop you from fucking your life up. I told that shit to people all year, like no shit. And so like. And that stands true today. Like that's something I'm gonna carry with me today, and I mean that. I have to remind myself, Leanne, you can't stop people from fucking their life up. You can't stop nobody from fucking nothing up. And so what do I do? Because I do have such a big heart. I'm going to just focus on myself. I'm going to just look away, and I'm going to say prayers for you and pray that you don't fuck your life up. But and if I love you enough, I'll be like, hey, you're about to fuck your life up. I love you, and I'm going to tell you about to fuck your life up. But and
no, you're right. I actually even this past year, and it's hard because it's hard to walk through that smoke. You know what I mean? Like, because everything like disrupts. But when you having to set major like boundaries and things like that, and it's hard going through the smoke because it feels like everything's crashing down around you, and you catch all the shade, right? But really you're actually taking care of yourself. And I had to do a lot of that in like within the last year. And I realized, well, if I wasn't, and it was hard, but if I wasn't meant to do it, I wouldn't have had the strength to do it in certain ways. And it's kind of like, when you said about knowing yourself and stuff, it's like if there's some things like there's just certain situations and things I can't be around or I can't watch. It's kind of like because it's too much. Yep. And there, and I know what I'm willing to deal with and what I'm not. And if it's a trigger, like we talked about before, triggers and traumas, and one of them for me majorly is like emotional abuse. If somebody's fucking emotionally abusing somebody around me, I cannot not even fucking watch that. And especially because it does something, and it's not just about me. It's like I can feel like, especially around a child or something like that, it's like I can feel that child's heart, or I can feel the damage it's doing, but there's not fucking nothing you can do. And so I have to remove myself from the situation, and then I just, pray, I just pray and give it to God and be like, God, give me strength and give, and send love to the, things that I know I can't do nothing about. And that's where part of the let go too is,
And so in like situations like that, like I remove myself because I'm one of them people, I can't not say nothing. Like if I saw somebody being emotionally abused, especially somebody I love, like it's one of my things, my mouth like then got me pop. My mouth that got me in so much trouble. I told if you ask my parents, I told them some things just worth the beat down. Like I can't see abuse like that and not say nothing. Like period.
Well, I've definitely said something. It's like arguing with a drunk though. Like,
What'd you say?
I said, I've definitely, my mouth gets me in trouble too, because it's kind of like you could sit there for like, it's like a 3-minute TikTok for me, man. About 3 minutes, and I'm sitting back, and in my mind, I'm thinking, I know, is this really fucking going on? And I'll be quiet, and then all of a sudden, it's just like word vomit, and then I can't like unsay it, and then it's just like awkward, but also too, like I said, in the same respect, it's like I'm not gonna sugar, I totally get what you're saying. It's hard to be able to, because it's like word vomit, and then once I say something, I can't unsay it, and then I'm gonna probably go to a place I don't want to be in at that point. And then I was like,
because I didn't say this shit. Let me get out. That's why. So I just remove myself. Like I will, if I see it
Yeah.
and say something to you about it, and you still decide to be there, I'm going to remove. I'm quick. I am like people be so mad at me. I am quick to get up and leave. When I say I'm quick to get up and leave, I watch the Real Housewives of I think is it Salt Lake City, and one of the ladies, her name is Heather, and she always gets up and leave. I am her. I will get up and leave. I don't care what it is about. I don't care. I don't care. I will leave. I will. I don't. I will. I don't care who feelings get hurt. I'm going to leave. It's because
Yeah.
it's better if I don't. If I stay here, you're gonna wish I left. So
I know
I'm
that,
gonna
and that's that when you talk about those triggers, it's kind of like that's kind of I can totally agree with that because otherwise it's gonna get not good. And I actually yeah, self hug for me because it took a lot, but that whole last year, that's what I was on a crash course of that because I'm kind of I was always like a fixer too. I was trying to, make sure bring all the peace and making try to fix and mediate and
super
but like there's certain things that I realized that weren't worth my energy or my time. And not being an asshole, but it's like sometimes you have to protect your peace. You have to protect
and
and have those healthy boundaries.
so what's that line in protecting? Because that's where I'm at in my life currently today, right now in this moment, is the line in between protecting your peace and being an asshole.
No, I know.
So addicted to my peace, like I don't want like if you
Yeah,
even remotely for 2 seconds bother my peace, put a wrinkle in my peace up, I'm not talking to you no more. Fucking
I
ass.
know.
And
Well,
so what's the fine line? How do I stay balanced in that? Because I'm addicted to
Hey, I'm right with you because it's because I think it's like a glow stick in the dark because once you find your piece, then it's gonna hit you like a big old like radar. You're not gonna let nobody fuck with your piece anymore. And that's what that whole when you're in hermit mode and you're reflecting and you're learning yourself and things like that. But once you find that place and that peace, and there's kind of like, no man, you walk into something, it's like walking in a whole mud hole of crap, and it hits you like a damn semi truck, you know what I'm saying, and your energy field, and you realize that you're not even dealing with that. And I don't actually, even for you, I just heard you know what, I think that we're at those places that you don't even got to worry about that because energetically it's gonna hit, it's gonna be like the red light at the traffic station, and you're gonna be like, fuck no, I'm out. And I honestly, I attest to that too because that's how I am lately. It's weird because like I said, before I would, I'm so we're empathic, we can feel and all that, and I would kind of stay in for the long haul, but I'm out too, man. I don't, once I feel that that place in my heart, and I'm like, man, I'd rather be at home by myself than listen to this bullshit or even be in
one
this place, Um,
house and close my fucking door, bitch. Bite.
right, right.
Yeah.
And why, and it's different for everybody, but and we'll continue to learn. But I just think that that is a beauty. I mean, once you're in that space, it's a beautiful place to be. And it does suck, but that's where we're in co-creation. That's what let go means, I believe. I've learned a lot of that myself too. It's like, when you're let go, there's certain things like you're not, we're in our ego if we think we're like that you're the only, sometimes you got to surrender to the divine and say, okay, this, I can do what I can do physically on this earth, but God, I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to have faith and let you know, and I'm going to know that you're going to handle this because I did my part up to the best that you could. As long as you know that you've done to the best of your ability and your heart's in the right place and things like that, you have to be able to start, I think it's, that's, yeah, like we got help, man. We got a whole team, and I think when we're walking around just in our little physical meat suits, right, and even exploring even the ideas of like further exploring the ideas of what the ego actually means, you know what I mean, and things like that, because it's and it's amazing how different things unravel at different times because it's even though just like just like recalibration, it's not just recalibration. There's unraveling and unraveling. Like we'll probably think about like recalibration all night tonight, in different ways that we can define it and reflect upon it. And
And
it
so,
always unravels to new stuff.
so what a question of the night is, what, find all the places in your life, or a statement or the homework, find all the places of your life that you feel that you can recalibrate, whether it be your house, whether it be your car, whether it be your eating habits, whether it be your daily routine, whether it be bugs, whether it be any of those things. What can you recalibrate, and how can you recalibrate and then do that shit?
For me, a little more organization, because I'm kind of like I always been a fly by the seat of my pants in a way. Like I don't like drama, but I feel like I work better under chaos. But I think that was because that was like what I'm not placing a blame, but I think my energy was always used to that. So, but lately I'm finding myself trying to restructure and reorganize a little better, and it's like even I don't know, it's like even setting up these lives, it's like I'll just get on and push a couple buttons and like pray for that it's okay. It's like I do things, and I like to be confident, or I like to be confident and know what exactly I'm doing, but I also realize that I got to let that go too. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. It's like I just have to navigate through and and learn and figure things. But right now I'm personally working on just a little, it's like I'm organized, like I'm proud. It's like, I don't know, it just always comes together. I've kind of always been like that, like fly by the seat of my pants, and maybe that's just my makeup and my chart. And but I'm trying to restructure and rebalance, and I realized that I also don't want like a bunch of like shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I want to be simplistic and just have, what and I realized that the last year too. It's like I want things to be more simple and not, it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like I want like if I was reorganizing and restructuring, like I was getting, I had got sold a house last year. So it's like when I realized, it's like, man, you have so much crap that you don't need, like all the stupid shit you don't need. And I realized it's like, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. I want things to be more simplistic and, and a little bit more structured and organized, and not just needlessly having things that you don't need, you know? And I realized too that that's a part, and and I can admit this, and like when you're talking about like addictions or people like outside of themselves, it always made me happy to take care of other people and things like that. And I would, and I realized that if I was unhappy, that I was just out, that was like instant gratification. Dude, I'm like a deal magnet. Like I'll go up and I'll find like I would like wheel in some deals. I get like stuff for like crazy prices. But and then I would go, just because that was kind of like my happiness in a way. But it didn't matter. Like if I found a pair of shoes or something, I'll be like, man, ooh, who can wear these? I gotta buy these. They're like Adidas for like $20, right? And it's like, but that's where you're in different ways, and for many different ways for many people. Some people do it in food, some people do it, in all things. But the thing about it is, it's like I realized that I wasn't giving myself my time to actually, as much as you think that you're connected with yourself, that there was another phase of me that had to connect here. You know what I mean? And that's the growth period and things. And I think that we're always climbing new ladders and new levels on a lot of that. You know what I mean? Hey, Captain Switch, thanks for joining us. So, and it takes, and I've, but yeah, I just feel the need to be simplistic.
For every new level, you have to recalibrate. But mine is, I need to recalibrate my discipline. I'm probably one of the most disciplined people I know, honestly. But
so you got to fuck up a little more, is what you're saying?
Got to fuck up a little less, because
I thought you said you're the most disciplined. I thought you.
I am, but even in that, I need to. So it's varying
Not,
discipline levels to accomplish varying, different things. And so right now I got my mindset on something. I was at working out today and my coach was like, what's the goal? Remember the goal. And so I just recalibrated. I'm starting to remember the goals of certain things. And so one of my goals, I remember the goal, and to be honest, to accomplish the goal in the manner that I want to, in a truly in fashion, I need to get more discipline. I can do it. I can accomplish it in a mediocre way. I can, but I want to accomplish it in my way, and that's me. So
yeah.
I want to get more discipline so that I can accomplish that. But that would require me to give up some of my freedom, and I'm salty about it.
I think, I kind of think, you know what? I think anything you're. I mean, I'm not sugarcoating this, but I feel like I think maybe what you, if I may, what you might want to reflect more on is like, I think the things that you actually truly are passionate about in your heart, you're going to annihilate. And that's how I am too. It's like I don't have that much. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't have that much discipline. I kind of like I'm
Right.
like what? Hey, but I usually fly by the seat of my pants. But then on the other sense, the things that I'm actually truly passionate about, I'm all in, man. I don't, it's kind of like and I like things to look forward to and goal projects and things like that. And if I'm passionate about it, then I take it all so serious. And I think that that's and then things that I'm not passionate about and I feel like I have to do, but I don't want to, then I'm kind of like, ah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that good. You know what? I'm not that. I'm
Feel like
not where I'm trying to be in the first one in the race. But if I'm passionate about it and it means something, and so those are like the goals and things like that. And and I kind of feel that you, in that sense. So I think maybe you're being a little hard on yourself.
Probably so, but if I'm not hard on myself, who will be? I'm the only one that talk to myself every day. I'm my only coach, so I gotta go
Right,
hard on myself because I know what I want.
right.
I know ain't nobody gonna give it to me, so I gotta give it to myself. I know I'm hard on myself, but fuck it. I'll when I'm masturbating in my brand new mansion, everywhere with the bars, I'll be like, ah, I'm so happy I was hard on myself.
Yes, you better get you a Prince claw tub.
you know. But you said so. One of the things you said, two things, and then we could probably wrap up. But I'm trying to remember the first thing. But the second thing, one of the things, um, a mindset that I want to kind of help you switch to in every hustler around the world. Oh no, let me say this first. One, imagine so. Look at what you accomplished with no discipline. Imagine what you can accomplish with discipline. You know what I'm saying? You've done so much with no discipline. Now it's scientifically proven that if you add discipline to that and you add organization to that, you will profit because you're already profitable. Like you won't go into the negative because you're enhancing. You're only enhancing or making yourself more valuable. You're making your valuation go up. You know what I'm saying? So discipline is a valuation enhancer for all my business people. Anyway, so going back to the second thing that I think I need all hustlers to understand. And Dolo said this to me, man, changed my life, changed my mind. I swear to you, from that day on, I looked at the world so different. And it's something that's simple. You said you want to be simple. It's something that's most simplest thing, but it's the most complex thing to grasp because it takes you to put all ego away. It requires you not to, and I know they say no ego is unbalanced, but take your ego, you got to take your ego out of it, none at all, for an extended period of time. It could be years, and that's the hardest thing to do. But Dolo said, I was sitting at one of my contract jobs. I was poor, 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 poor. But I was determined to make it. And so I was looking for a spiritual guidance. This is when I probably first started studying tarot. I was like trying to figure out what to do, how to, how most people end up on spiritual channels. And so he was just talking about the hustle. And so what he said was, I look at the hustle different. He said, he was like, let's say I want to own a record company, but the only option available to me right now is a trash man. He said, most people be like, I'm not doing that because that's beneath me. Who am I to what? I would never do that. He said, he don't look at it that way. He was like, I'm gonna take the job. He said, because what that's gonna do is that's gonna give me some money to put towards my record company deal. So he said, if I look at everything as a step to get me towards this, like I don't care what it is. Okay, I'm gonna get this job. Fuck what they call me. Call me what you want. Just don't call me for free. Pay me. How can this get me towards my goal? How can I use that thing to get me towards my goal? And that changed my life. I stopped, even just the way I was looking at jobs, I stopped looking at a certain field and I started looking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because the goal was to succeed and live and maintain in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it didn't matter how it was, how could I accomplish that goal? And a lot of people get so caught up in the what it's gonna take to accomplish the goal that they don't want to accomplish the goal. How bad do you fucking want it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna take me being a fucking trash man for 6 years, but they paying me $25 an hour. Fuck what you call me, bitch. Give me the trash juice because
Right. Yeah.
I
No,
know
that's
that
yeah.
work, you know?
Way up because yep, and then be yeah, because that's the goal. That's the goal and the mission. And then all of a sudden, and in your mind, you got something, and that's personal to you. You know what you're working for, so you can put those two steel walls up in
Mhm.
your mind, and you're on you're on a mission. You know what it is for you, and you know you're damn gonna get there.
Yes.
And I've in recalibration too, actually, are in closing, as like what you had just said, it's re-changing, reprogramming it, old mindset. It's the old perception and things. That's kind of like, I personally too, I've never been too proud to do anything, honestly. Because that's, I guess you don't realize those things a lot of times, but even as of late, when I was talking about simplistic and stuff, man, I'd rather be, if I was working in a side job or doing something, I'd rather do something, where I don't care. It's like I would, where you're just, chilling, and you're like, you have your mission. It doesn't matter what the heck it is, because I would rather be happy working at a gas station and talking to people coming in and out, and it doesn't matter. There was another person too. I'm not going to say their names, but this was actually really profound, because you know how sometimes we talk and we say that God talks through people, they'll talk to you through people. And he said, it was a guy that I was working with, and he had said that he said he doesn't work for pay, that he doesn't even, you know what I mean, that he doesn't work for the amount of money he's getting paid. And that's pretty profound as well. It's kind of because you're there because you genuinely want to be there, and then whatever comes after that, everything's an experience. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, there's, heck yeah, that's how you get there even faster. When you're sitting back staring at them walls, it's like God just asked you to take an action. You take an action and you got a plan, then it doesn't matter who's laughing around you. They can laugh all the fuck they want. It's kind of like, because you're not in their zone. You're
Yeah.
on a plan. You're
And
on
I'm
a mission.
focused on you. I don't even see you. I gotta go. I'm
Right.
my focus, my vision is set on this goal, and I'm not stopping until I get to it. One of the things I put in the chat because I wanted to remember is in major key alert, guys. If you don't remember nothing else we said all night, remember this: don't take your old mindset into your new life,
Yeah,
because
that's
your old
true.
mindset is gonna only get you the old shit that you had. And it's hard to change your mindset. So, like, man, I've been fucking having Street Fighter fights in my head, fighting the new, fighting the old mindset. I ain't lying to you, like, bitch.
Yeah.
Cause new me, like, come on, Leanne. Old me, like, bitch, no. So,
I hear you, and I think that's the energetic struggle too, in the recalibration. So that actually makes a lot of sense. And plus too, when you ever wake up and you're like, man, you're on it, and you're gonna annihilate the day, and then all of a sudden you get like a phone call or something, or you get like then that you let your mind. You have to be, it's a lot of it's balancing too. The recalibrations, balancing everything out, and um, owning your world. I just heard owning your world, owning your space and your peace, and that's really what it is. It's like we don't gotta explain shit to nobody. As long as you know your goal and your mission, then let that be your baby. That baby you're feeding, that baby you're bundling up and holding tight to your heart, and that's what it's about.
Mhm.
And I think that that's the navigation of the uncharted waters, because even if you can't, I think it's interesting to me, like even like you can see it, but even if you don't know how it's going to come to fruition, but you know it's coming, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like that's the energy I'm into right now. It's like, man, I know I can feel it, but I'm not trying to put a thumbnail on how it's coming. I'm just letting that just let it go.
That's a big thing for people too. A lot of people, they be in it and they miss it because they expected it to look like something else, and then it didn't look like what they thought it was, but they got exactly what they wanted. But because they wanted it to look like something else, they didn't miss the fucking thing that was meant for them, like, or the thing that they actually waited for. And it's like people do that all the time. Like I've done it. Like I'm sitting
Yeah.
here, I be hot and be like, but I'm in it. Like, but you can't get caught up in what it's supposed to look like, and just understand what's the goal. Remember the goal, don't matter, and even the goal, and the reality is the goal might change, bitch. You might be on the journey somewhere and you'll be like, oh shit, new goal. You know what I'm saying? So,
I know.
going with the
Expect
flow. Yeah.
expect the unexpected. I mean, because I think that that's honestly too, Leanne, the beautiful part about, when the divine takes over, or divine intervention, like in a positive way. It's kind of like, I think every day it's exciting. It's exciting if you could honestly, and sometimes it is hard when we're navigating through this physical life, but I try to spark that joy. You spark that little joy in your heart, and you get excited about, okay, man, it's like we could expect the unexpected, but in the good way, because let the divine work it out. Self-respect.
Self-respect. Listen, that's the best respect. If you don't have self-respect, nothing else matters. Because if you don't respect yourself, nobody's gonna respect you. No man, woman, friend, sister, brother, dog, cat. Nobody's gonna respect you. So
Self-respect and have confidence. So that actually ties us in with the whole projection stuff and everything. It's like, let that navigate your own waters, learn your own self, let the projections and everything to the best of your ability fall to the wayside. And you only can do the best you can, and some days you might feel like you're falling short, but get your ass back up. That's what it's
yeah.
about.
And on those days you fall short, if you gotta sit there for a little minute, sit there. But like she said, get the fuck back up. You can't stay there forever. It's gonna, like Miley Cyrus say, everybody has those days. Everybody has those days. Nobody, you're not fucking exempt, bitch. Nobody's exempt, bitch. Everybody got a day where they just wig out for no fucking reason. Everybody got a day
Right.
where they just fucking cry for no reason. Everybody got a day where they just wake up and hate every fucking body because it's Tuesday, bitch. Everybody has those days.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, you should listen to When Doves Cry tonight, because when you start speaking about your bathtub, I see you, and I so you need to watch that video. That'll be part of your manifesting homework.
Yes. No, listen, so I'm a huge. I don't know if you know that about me, because this is like the second time you mentioned Prince, but I am like the hugest Prince fan, and I tell everybody this, and they think it's a joke, but I really, really like stop fucking with a dude because he didn't call me when Prince died. He know how I felt about Prince. I was like,
Hey man, I'm not mad at you for that. You're a woman who knows what she wants. Prince is a fucking genius.
yes, like
Prince was a genius. If you take the sexual, that's the thing. It's like that's take you people just look at a lot of things for surface values, but if you take all that out of it, and you're not just listening to a lot of that music for the sexual innuendo, Prince is a fucking genius.
yeah, he Prince. I hands down love Prince. Probably one of my most favorite artists to ever live. There will never be another Prince, and I just grew up listening to Prince. So yeah, that's so funny. I would definitely
Um,
listen to When Doves Cry.
I just had a birthday pass not long ago, and I was gifted the actual Purple Rain album, the actual vinyl.
I think that shit dope.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I love Prince too.
Prince,
Big. Yep. So watch that video, love.
I wore my Purple Rain shirt yesterday. Synchronicities. You're in the right place at the right time.
Oh man, that Super Bowl performance when he did Purple Rain, and he was and actually it was raining, and he was still playing in the rain.
I think I remember.
Oh, whoo! It just
Purple Rain. Me and Prince could be best friends. I wish I would have met him. All right, let me get off of here. All right, let me go because I got it. I got to go.
Hey, thanks everyone for joining Transmutation Station. Love you, Leanne. And I know we took ourselves a little break, but we're recalibrating and we'll be back some more for you. So
sometimes we gotta recalibrate. We can't help you. We don't help ourselves. We gotta put our mask on first before we help y'all. Y'all don't want us. We gotta be at 100%. We can't come in this bitch half-assing.
Take care. Much love to you all.
Bye.
Bye.